Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Silent Core, and just a few weeks ago I made a video going over some Far Cry 5 setting rumours, and today Ubisoft have officially confirmed the existence of Far Cry 5. So Far Cry officially shared the logo of the game on their page saying, "Are you ready for a hefty dose of new Far Cry adventures?" Now it is a very simple logo. I guess they don't want to give too much away at this stage. You know, the logo has a very slight blue shadow behind it, and the number 5 has a very slight red shadow behind it, and I'll talk a bit more on why I think it looks like this at the end. Now earlier this month, Ubisoft France shared this image, which a lot of people thought was a hint involving Far Cry 3 and VAS, so a lot of people were assuming it was either a Far Cry 3 remaster or a hint at the setting of where the next Far Cry game is going to be. The caption on this picture is in French, but the translation of what this says is, "An island that we never really left, does that remind you of something?" So there was a lot of rumours and speculation after this post. However, Ubisoft PR actually commented on this after saying this picture was simply a throwback post and not a tease for anything. So let's take a look. What do we actually know about Far Cry 5? So a director known as Jeff Gliot was filming a live action trailer at a church in Montana, which he did confirm was for an existing global franchise video game. A lot of people at the time thought this was for Red Dead Redemption 2. However, he was the same guy that previously worked with Ubisoft to film Far Cry Primal's live action trailer. Since then, Jason Schreiner, who is the news editor at Kotaku, he's previously confirmed or denied many video game leaks in the past, and he commented on these rumours saying, "I just want to be clear, all I've heard is that the new Far Cry game is set in Montana. I cannot confirm or deny anything Wild West or 19th century, and all of that stuff feels like it's a big stretch from bottom-feeding rumour websites. I have no idea whether or not it's true." There's also a podcast known as Giant Bomb. It's basically a group of video game veterans, and they did this podcast, and one of them actually received a tip from a Ubisoft employee. According to him, the game will be set in the present day. The protagonist will be a cop who's trying to run down a rebel group who's taken over some ranches and whatnot in the Montana region of the United States. Not 100% sure if it's Montana, but it's going to be somewhere around there. Now I'll link their actual podcast in the description of this video if you want to hear them talking about this, but bear in mind this email tip came from December before this actually Western rumour even started, so this is quite reliable information right here. So to be honest, I was a little bit surprised at this news since Ubisoft did previously poll players for the setting of Far Cry 5, and one of the options was a spaghetti western set in the late 19th century America. And Ubisoft have run these polls before for the Assassin's Creed series, which later came true. You know, they later set the game in one of the options that were in the polls. However, looking at all the evidence, it does look like Far Cry 5 will be set in Montana, but it will be the modern day instead of the Wild West that more Red Dead Redemption 2-esque will be set. However, when we look at all the evidence, it does look like Far Cry 5 will be set in Montana, however it will be set in the modern day. And when you think about it, the Far Cry main numbered games are usually actually set in the modern time, you know, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, it's ones such as Far Cry Primal that are the exceptions that are set in other time eras. And you know, now I'm thinking about it, when we take a closer look at the Far Cry 5 logo Ubisoft shared, is the blue shadow under the Far Cry and the red shadow under the number 5, is that a small tease towards a cop theme, you know, with the blue and the red lights? Or am I thinking way too much into this? So let me know down in the comments what you guys think of Far Cry 5. Are you excited it's going to be more modern day rather than the Wild West and competing with Red Dead? Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe. We'll be keeping you up to date with all of the latest Far Cry news and information. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.